What up? What up? What's going on? Michael Dean here. Podcast Juice. Work it like a job. Podcast on Prince. Just a late night. Want to get on and vibe a little bit. We're actually we're gonna get to the jam parts of the songs. How about that? Let's see if we can get away with that. This is kind of the mood I'm in. I may also talk about, hey, what's up, Devin? Also, I want to really talk about Deja, what's going on? I also wanted to talk about, I saw the Elvis movie today. And man, like, it was really good. Surprising. For me, it was surprising. And I wanted to talk about how maybe that relates to Prince a little bit. Sandra, how you doing? Thomas, what's up? This is Saturday. So Saturday night, we vibing, we chilling. I'm really feeling some music. I hope they won't shut me down. So I'm just gonna try and move to the part of the song that may not get us in trouble. But before I get started, I just wanted to set the tone, set the vibe. Get your podcast juice. Relax. Jeremy, what's up? Good evening. Thomas, Jordan, how are you? And we're just vibing tonight. Hopefully I sound good. I don't want to talk too much at this particular moment. So we're just going to jam out. Hold on. Hope they don't shut me down. Turn it down a little bit. Hold on. This is why we need that parade special edition with them 12-inch joints. Come on, man. Prince, they was feeling it. Saturday night vibe. Before we get to the conversation, we gotta get into the groove of it. It's like when you first come into church, band just be playing, and everybody just kind of get in the spirit of things. Corey, yes he is. All my real ones understand this. Yeah. Jay Greg, that's your favorite part coming? I already know. I assume that's Prince playing. This is my part coming up right here. When the bass come back in. Oh. They cold on this. This don't get you in a good mood. I don't know what to tell. They like get you mad. What's going on, Tudor? What's going on, Jen? Stacy Good? Yeah. Listen. My man Prince. Let me stop that before they stop me. All right. That was Mountains, 12-inch extended version. And Prince and the Revolution on full blast, doing their thing. Let's see, is there something else we could get into before we get into it? So what I want to talk about, excuse me, was the Elvis movie. I went and saw the Elvis movie today, and it was really good. I know we can play. Before I get into that, I'm just in the mood to hear some music real quick. Ogla, how you doing? See you in there. What's going on? Give me 1 second. Trying to find something. Give me a second. Give me a second. Love or Money. That, of course, that is the jam. Absolutely. Just trying to find something real quick. Here we go. Let's get into this. We're going to do one more. We're going to do one more. Salute to Jill Jones. Okay? Salute to Jill Jones. Let's go.
Baby, I'll do anything.
Marcus, what's going on out there in Germany?
I sure wish I could play the drums.
Jeremy J. Soul. Another reason we need those Paisley Park albums reissued so we can get them 12 inches. Jill Jones for Love. Foreplay remix. Yeah. Carry. Nasty. Listen.
You the very best any woman ever can. For love, I would follow you everywhere you go. My friends don't understand. I would tie you with a chain if that would put you in the frame of mind. I think so cool. I want you so bad, don't you know I
Jay Greg, yes we do.
Kisses from another, if that was my turn on. But for love I have done less, and still the best. When I'm with you, nothing is wrong. I will tie you with a chain, and that would put you in the frame of mind. I think so. I want you so badly, don't you know I'd gladly give my life for you. For love. Do most anything for love.
Doesn't hearing this type of music just make you feel good? I just had to say that. Anyway, back to the show. Sorry. Here we go. If you don't have this album, track it down and get it. Love.
Gonna take me everywhere you make me. I'll be good and that's for sure. Baby, if you're lonely, I'm the one and only doctor that's got the cure. I will tie you with a chain that will put you in the frame of mind. So I want you so badly, don't you know I'd gladly give my life for loving you. For love. Do most anything for love. For love. I will do anything for loving you. Kaleidoscope, musical colors.
There you go.
Ooh,
So yo, like you want to see my rock collection?
ooh, yeah.
So like you like it and shit?
You know I do.
What if I take you out?
Take out the trash, yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh, sounds so good. Sounds so good. Sounds so good. Sounds so good. Sounds so good.
Not yet, but putting it out there. Keep hope alive.
I do just most about anything. Come and take me. For love, for love, for love. Ooh.
Yes, it is.
I gotta go feed the dog.
You just setting the mood.
Ooh, yeah. Good dog.
Before they shut it down. Hopefully not.
Do most anything.
Here you go, Sunshine.
Tie you with a chain. Do most anything. Tie you with a string. You know what I want to do? I want to get a chain and tie all the girls in the world up in it. I'm gonna take all your men, ladies. You don't deserve them.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Wait, maybe one more, because we're gonna slow it down, and then we're gonna get into this. Y'all not ready for this one right here. That's why we need 12 inches and EPs released. Come on, man.
Come closer, closer. Feel, put your hand what you've been dying for. Higher, higher. Be afraid, baby. Touch it whenever you want. So and explore. I don't mind, 'cause you so understand.
This is Prince.
You so said I love you. When I put some dance on the light, I just had you. Oh, my always told me good things come to those who wait. You and me, but I got so much on the menu. I just can't. I can't wait, babe. Can we please do it? I can't Let's do it by the mirror, baby, so I can see what I want to see. My legs all around you, girl. Be what I want to be. I want to show you now. You're just the kind of lover I've been looking for. And when you wrap my legs, skip all the problem. Just get down on the floor. Stand the less. Woo. I'm talking about you and me.
Say what?
Marvelous. Baby, can't you see? Everything you ever dreamed of. Do it all. I'm willing to be so much more. Tonight is gonna be scandalous. 'Cause the night I'm
Just
gonna
setting the mood. We having a good time tonight. With your podcast juice. I hope I don't pull a Michael Jackson. Light your candles, man.
Talk to me, pretty warm thing. Tell me when you come one time. Talk to me, pretty warm thing. It's alright, it's alright.
That deep voice.
Hold me tight, don't you stop tonight. Let's do it, baby, till the morning light. Talk to me, pretty warm thing.
Say what?
It's alright, it's alright. Talk to me, scandalous thing. Tell me when you come one time with me. Talk to me, marvelous thing. It's alright, baby, can't you see? Hold me tight, anything you ever dreamed of.
Hilarious.
Let's do it, baby, willing to be tonight. Talk to me, tonight is gonna be scandalous. Tonight is gonna be so fantasy. Baby,
Tell him, Prince.
baby, 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 baby. Anything you ever dreamed of, baby. Just ask me. I do.
you talk to me.
Talk your shit, Prince.
Tell me what I wanna hear.
Uh,
Talk to me. So much I wanna do with you, honey. Can't you see?
so what?
Just talk to me. Pretty one thing. Stop your electric ocean. Sell your emergency. Don't you wanna be with me? Everything you dreamed of.
Lord. Well, we gotta stop it right there. Listen, I ain't ready. I ain't ready. Should we not forget that Prince was one of the masters of the slow jam, man? Like, and to take a song like that and then take it to the next level, yeah, yeah. Okay, how y'all doing tonight? I'm saying though, I was just like, I want to get on here and talking, but then I was just like, man, I want to hear this music real quick. I, listen, if we play the third one, this will turn into something else. So we'll move on. But trust me, I know it's Prince, man. Oh, I know what I wanted to. I don't remember which one it is. But anyway, as I'm sitting here, I was just looking for maybe one more. Do we want to do one more? Um, thing is, you have to be very careful what you play because things will get triggered, and we don't want to do that. Um, so I'm a Prince fan since '86, but in Italy, so underrated. Mm, is that right? Right, that like that there. Um, okay. I know you're like, what are you doing? I'm just looking for something else. Um, I can't find what I was looking for. But with that said, what did I say? Oh, I wanted to talk about the Elvis movie real quick because I did see that, and there was so many parallel things to Prince, to me, in that movie, um, that I was just like, man, we need a Prince movie, but it's going to be interesting if and I'm going to say if I'm sure it will come at some point, and it may come when we're senior citizens. As I was thinking when I was watching this movie, the Elvis movie, I'm like, it's 2022, and this guy passed away in 1977. So look how long. I mean, there's been multiple movies and TV things, but a real movie like this. Um, yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is I'm sitting here looking, talking at the same time. I apologize about that. Um, I'm just gonna play one other thing. It says Prince and Elvis are more tied to specific cities and other artists. Oh, absolutely. Uh, you know, and and then they're tied that if you really think about it, Graceland was running was in charge of Paisley Park for a while, which is interesting. And watching that movie, it was really interesting to me. So I was like, wow. All right. I guess I can't find what I was looking for, so I'm not gonna hold y'all. Um, I'm acting like ain't nobody here, and it's like you guys are at your places, and I'm sitting here doing dumb stuff. So let me either make a choice or move on. How about that? But with that said, how are you guys doing tonight? Is everybody doing good out there? What and if you can, shout out what cities are in the building here tonight. Where y'all from? What part of the world? I saw Germany and Italy. Anybody from the States? Anybody from any other countries? What's going on, Kane, Oscar, Chaz, Jody J, and Callie? What's happening? Janelle's in Baltimore. Okay, beat more. Anthony in the Bay Area. I love it. I haven't been to the Bay in a while. Arizona, Magnation, Jen, Norfolk, Virginia. Better say that. Yes, yes, yes. Tim Curley, life is good in Chicago. Pretty Girl 101, Ohio. Sun Angel, California. Okay, we are here. Argentina, Oscar, what's happening? Stacy's in Tennessee. The K Love, Orange County. Abrina, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Memphis. Chesley, I'm butchering names. But Birmingham, UK, what's happening? UK in the building. Love it. Oh, you know what? Let's shut this down. I don't play that one. I was gonna play the original "Beautiful Night," but it's too. That's probably too close to the release version. Milwaukee, Vegas. What's going on? Where I'm at? I'm outside of Seattle, Washington. I'm outside, so I'm on the West Coast. Yeah, dude. But yeah. All right, all right. Anyways, there's so many songs you sit here and be like, and I am so indecisive. I'm sorry. This is not good. What am I doing? I'm still looking. Okay, well, that's it. All right, so real quick. Actually, I don't know what this is. Let's see. Plays. Doesn't want to put. All right, we're gonna get into things here.
Maybe she called me on telephone.
About the
Maybe
movie,
she
yes.
won't. Maybe she won't. And if she
Let me turn
don't,
down these purple jams. Hold on.
I'm gonna lose my mind. This time I'm gonna lose my mind. It's kinda dark in here. Me on telephone. I need a light. It's too bright. I could use a sexy situation that would do my body just right. Tonight I'm gonna lose my mind. Sometimes our pride is like a big time day. It hides the street, leads to sleep, mystery. Sometimes we blow no chance to be so
Interesting.
we can only make up our minds. We can have such a good time. I know she wants me on telephone. I know she cares. I don't care. Tell me what's stopping me. Don't get alone. From running back over there and running my fingers in your hair. I'm going crazy, yes I am. Can't you understand? I can't stop, thinking about your bed. It's time to lose my mind. Can't you call me, baby? Pick up the phone. You
I need some of your sweet, sweet. Telephone,
All right.
I don't care.
I keep saying I'm like that pastor. All right, just one more. This the part right here. This one Prince let you know, yeah, I can do that little way out stuff, but I still tear your head off with the grooves.
Hello? How come you didn't call? Did you think you're too good or something? Can I talk to you? Are you alone? Good God.
All right. Sorry. I'm getting caught up. So yes, the Elvis movie. We're gonna get into. We're gonna talk about that right now. And let me shout out a few people. I see you with the bean head. Don't let me start talking about you, Miss Funky. What's going on? You here in Seattle, hometown? Absolutely. Um, Rachel, you said really, really, whatever that means. Yeah, really. All right. Let me pull up. I had a few little notes. Um, okay, so right, I saw this Elvis movie. Let me just get into it. Uh, Off the top, I'm gonna tell you, out of 5 Marlins, this movie gets 4 Marlins. Like I was loving what I was watching, um, and I went into it not knowing that much about Elvis. I remember obviously, you know who Elvis is. I was a kid when Elvis died. Elvis died at like what 1977. So I'd have been like 8 years old. So he would have been, I know when I was watching this, I was thinking like, for kids today or younger people, when Prince passed, Prince would have been for the generation before them. And they probably know the music or have heard it just through pop culture. And, there's sort of visual things that you associate with, say, Prince or like Elvis, for instance. So I'm familiar. Like I know the song, like Hound Dog and these Jailhouse Rock. I remember seeing these things as a kid, not knowing any of the context of them. And again, didn't really know his story like that. Yeah, I'd heard of Priscilla Presley. You see these names in the news and stuff, but I just knew that she was his wife. I didn't know the stories. Of course, Lisa Marie. I knew she was his daughter. That was it. And of course, she married Michael Jackson. So I was watching this as a person who was not even really a casual fan, but I understand what he means to the game of music and this in our culture, American culture and stuff. So I like, and I'm a music person, so of course I wanted to watch it. So what that said, the young man who plays Elvis in this movie, I have to say his name. He was brilliant. Let me find this cat, man. Austin Butler. He killed it. Now, I don't know how the hardcore Elvis fans take on it, but for me as just a casual person watching it, I thought that was Elvis on screen. Like he was, from what I know of Elvis, right? Killed it. And now I found out that he was singing those songs in the movie too. Ridiculous. Um, so if nothing else, even if you have a problem with Elvis or you don't like the movie, I dare anyone to say that dude did not act his ass off, like phenomenal. I think I've seen this guy before, but I don't know his other work. But this was a career defining work to me. Like He he just became Elvis. Like I didn't never was did not think that was him. And there's an interesting thing at the end of the movie as it blends into real footage of Elvis. I couldn't tell first it was the older Elvis. And it's funny, I'm gonna say older, but this man was like 42 when he died. So he was young, but he looked different. You know, he had put on some weight and stuff. I couldn't tell if it was a reenactment or it was the real thing. And I realized it was real footage. I was like, God damn, that was seamless. So I love the movie. Say what the but here's the interesting thing. The movie is told from the point of view of Elvis's manager. Was it Colonel Tom Parker, I think is his name, played by Tom Hanks. And this guy was a piece of work. Like he was the original hustler, uh, shisty promoter. I mean, he was gamed up, and he saw Elvis and was like, "Oh yeah, I can take this to the top." But he was um, absolutely a snake, man. Dude was a snake, and so it's interesting that the movie is told from his perspective, not Elvis's perspective. And I was watching, I was like, what if they did that with Prince movie? And the movie was told from the perspective of somebody close to Prince. And again, this guy, the Colonel, he was shisty. Like he was stealing from Elvis or, doing some wild stuff. And they use him as the frame of the movie. So I was imagining, what if they did a Prince movie and they had, I'm not gonna say no names, but if they had somebody that people think like, and it was framed through his lens. Um, so it was interesting to watch it that way. And I kind of had heard a little bit about the manager, just through pop culture, but I never really understood it. And so to see it and see the story, at least with the movie presents, I was like, wow. I wonder how Elvis fans feel about this. This is crazy. But it's interesting to watch it. And Tom Hanks was good. Here's the thing about the movie, and first thing that always comes to mind is Public Enemy, Fight the Power. The line about Elvis they have, well, about him and Sean Wayne. The movie makes great pains to show you that Elvis was, I was going to say fascinated by black music. No, he was a fan and loved black music. Almost seemed like it starts with church, black church. Like they show him at a kid sort of peeking into the black church. And, and this is in the South, churches going in, people catching the Holy Ghost. And eventually they show a thing where he goes in there and he's like, caught in the spirit. Now, I don't know if that was real or not, but I mean, just in terms of what this movie was showing, I was like, wow, interesting. And then the first part of the movie it's just kind of shows like Elvis wanting to do black music and mainstream society, or the mainstream wasn't having it. I think at one point they said, you're doing the music or this African da, da, da. Of course he was doing black music, and young girls were going crazy for him. He sort of falls into the teen idol thing too. I mean, he maybe started that, but he's doing black music. To the point where they show him. There's an interesting part. I hope I'm not going all over the place. There's a part where they show him. He comes to I guess he's in, I don't know where city he's at this point, but it's a black part of like a downtown area. And he's already Elvis at this time. Like at least he's having some hits a little bit. So people know him on the street. And he goes to the black area, and you would think like it was Elvis. Like everyone was showing him love in the street. Oh, Elvis, hey, what's happening? And BB King it's a club where BB King was at, and BB King's in the window, and he see Elvis roll up. Hey, what's happening? And hey, what's up, man? I'm coming through. Whoop de whoop. And everybody's showing him love. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. And he goes into this club, and then they got Little Richard in there doing his thing. Now I didn't look it up. Anybody else see this movie? Did they have a woman playing Little Richard? I'm just asking. But the Little Richard performance was dope. Like you watch that, and again, I have Prince on the mind, so I watched that, and you can see. I was gonna say you can see the Prince. You can see the Little Richard in Prince. It was interesting to watch what he was doing. I was like, God, that's not every, that's the majority of the stuff Prince does, and it's that same energy. And I just thought that was fascinating because you can see the lineage. And they show like Little Richard's talking to BB, and they're looking at. I mean, I'm sorry, Elvis is talking to BB King. They're looking at Little Richard, and Elvis is like this dude is killing it, man. I want to do his song. I could cover his song. And BB's like, yeah, you could, man. You'll make more money than he would doing it, because they'll eat it up if you do it. But he was kind of like, but then he won't be able to shine. I think he was doing Tutti Frutti or whatever. And what's the other? There's another lady. Is it Big Mama Thornton? They had her in there too. And she was jamming and was watching, and they was all gigging, and they saw him, whoop de whoop. And so they were showing like he wasn't necessarily a culture vote, like he was a part of it. And they were showing him mad respect, and he was showing it back. But they also let you know, like, yeah, the establishment, they wasn't feeling Elvis, not doing those black, they call it the black moves or the black dances and the black music. They hated that. And I don't want to give too much away. And this is the history, I guess you know it. But they show it. It's like the FBI, or I guess, or the government had him under surveillance, and then they was putting pressure on his manager, like, "Yo, don't have him on TV doing all that gyrating." I can't remember who it was. They showed some like mayor or somebody, and he was in his house, and his little daughters, was watching TV, and Elvis was on. And they were all laughing and stuff, and he's like, "What's so funny? Who that on TV?" And Elvis was doing his thing and gyrating and stuff. He was like my man on Belly. He was like, "I don't like this. I don't like this." He was like, "Hell nah. They doing that dancing." And he's like, he got on the phone. He was like, "Yo, we shutting this kid down." Nope. And so it was very interesting. I was like, wow, I didn't really know that. And then they made it seem as if Elvis, the way they kind of shut him down was by drafting him. It was like, you can't be the bad boy. And there was a whole thing where they tried to clean up his image. Like, you're not going to be the bad boy doing the black music no more. Just be a good old boy. And they had to change his clothes and all this. And he hated it. And he wanted to rebel against that. But they was like, nah, even his manager was pushing that. No, you got to change up. So I was just like, wow, okay, this is interesting. And then, what's up, Kimberly? And then, yeah, he gets drafted. And they kind of drafted him to shut him down. Like, because, no, we're not having that. And so he goes to the draft. What's something else? I'm not going to do the whole plot of the movie. But my point is to say the movie makes great pains to show where Elvis got his whole style from. Black folks. And then also the reality of, if you put this white boy out here doing this music, it's going to sell more than if it was a black person doing the same music. I mean, that was just the reality. And they also was showing that, yeah, they didn't want blacks to even be a part of the game, really. They want to stay in this little thing. There was interesting. There was a concert they showed. It was a reenactment of a concert. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's in the movie. And it was they wanted Elvis to change his image. And so he was doing a show, and they show you that in the concert, they had a rope up. There was the white side and there was a black side to keep the crowd separate to come see Elvis. And so he starts doing he's like, I know you want to know the new Elvis, but I got to do my stuff, And so he jumps right into all this, the blues and all that. And the crowd goes crazy. He's gyrating and doing all this. And the girls is going nuts. And the police is like, yo, nah, we're not having this. And then the kids in the crowd cross the rope, and the blacks and the white kids start dancing stuff, and all hell breaks loose. They drag him off the stage. They shut that show down, like almost a mini riot came up. I had no idea. I had never heard of this stuff before. So it was just fascinating to me to watch. And just to see, the movie is also, it's about Elvis, but it's also about sort of the changing of America over time, because he's been around so long. So you see where he first comes out, goes to the war, or gets drafted, excuse me. They made great pains. The movie almost stops when Martin Luther King is assassinated, and they show like how that had an effect on him. Kennedy was assassinated, to show how that had an effect on him, and he wanted to change up. And that stuff was just all through the movie, man. Like, again, I don't know if some of the fans, they appreciate that, or they're like, how dare you turn this movie into this? Because to me, it just felt like, I was like, wow. I was ready to say he's stole the game, but it seemed like he was a part of it, and he had respect for it, and he always was doing that style, like even when they didn't want him to. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to bring up, and I'm gonna jump some of these comments here. No, that's a dude, Mike Deep. What is this? Okay. I would imagine, like I said, I don't know the full history or the thing, but with these types of movies, they do that kind of stuff. They'll create things that didn't happen, but kind of push a story. And I'm imagining when they do Prince, I'm sure they'll do the same thing, and all the hardcore, that didn't happen, but it's a movie. What else? What else that I wanted to say? Yes, FBI. And then the other part is just seeing him over the years and how things change. And I saw little things that I've seen before, like there was the comeback special that I almost said Morris, that Elvis did, where he was like all in black, and they showed how they made that and what was going on with that. I thought that was fascinating, because I would have had no idea about any of that, and I don't want to spoil it, but the intention of what it was supposed to be and what it ends up being, I thought that was fascinating. I was like, wow, I didn't know he was even like that. And it made me think of things about Prince over the years, like not deciding not to do Sign of the Times in America, or just pulling the Black Album. And we hear these sort of folklore stories of these things. They could be true or not, but usually there's always more to the story. And when I was looking at that, I was like, wow, I bet you people, to me, this was like, wow, fascinating. I had no idea that was what was going on with this. When he goes to Vegas, again, I can't help but think about Prince. Like, I assume Elvis started that whole little residency type thing, maybe. But the way they get him to do that was shiesty as hell. Like, I was like, wow. He was like so trusting of his manager dude, and that dude had he had a slick tongue. I had to tip my hat. I was like, man, he's a hustler. And he knew the right things to say to Elvis to get him to go along. It also made me think about Michael Jackson, the This Is It situation, where, he's just trying to do this. I need to get this bag, this one last big bag, and be out the game. His health ain't really popping, but they pushing him to do it anyway. watching Elvis, I was watching, I was like, man, who's got this dude's back, man? There's a scene in the movie where Elvis, he's doing the Vegas thing. He's almost like trapped doing that. And he's like, he passes out, right? In front of everybody. He passes out. And hold on one second. I gotta so I can get that off. He passes out. And the manager's like, yo, get him, if nothing else, get his ass up so he can get on the stage. And this lady is like, if he was my son, I'd put him in the hospital. And the manager is looking and everybody's around, right? And Elvis's dad is in charge of the Elvis Presley Corporation or whatever it was called. And so the manager looks at his dad and says, well, it's on you. What do you want to do? You know? And this is why I was like, wow. His dad was like, he looked at him. His dad was like, yeah, let's get him up and get up on the stage. I was like, huh? That's your son, man. He damn near passing out like he got serious problems. You can look at him, he's got some problems. And it made me think on Prince again. I was like, is this how it be going down? Like, again, I'm thinking of Prince when he was on that plane, man. Dude passed out OD. The show must go on. Now, I'm not saying Prince didn't make his own choices, but the people around it, I was just like, man, that's wild. So I was wild. I was like, wow, they got Elvis. He's on some other shit, man. It was sad to see. And just when he passed, it was sad to me because I didn't realize it. I thought Elvis was old or something. Dude was 42. He was 42 years old, died of a heart attack. Say, you know, whatever. He was on some pills. They made a point to show that. And he was lost. But I was like, dude was young than a mother. Can you imagine? Died at 42. He didn't get shot. You know, nowadays, cats is getting their heads blown off all day. Rappers dying every other week. He died from exhaustion, whatever. I'm not, but he was young. There's no reason for a 42-year-old person to be. And he was at the top, he was doing this thing that he had kind of fallen off a little bit. And they make a point. There was a funny part of like in his 5th year, the Vegas thing or something. And they were like, oh, Elvis is doing the same old show and it's kind of washed up. But the big draw now is the Jacksons doing their Vegas residency. All the young people were there. So I was like, what? Wow. But yeah, it was a great movie. It just shows, first of all, Elvis is a superstar, one of the biggest ever. Say what you want to say, but it just shows the trajectory of things, and it shows how you can allow yourself to be taken advantage of. You can be too trustful. This is a business, and there's cats in here. They don't give a damn about you. They're going to do what they, to line their pockets, and they're going to work you till the wheels fall off. I mean, that's what they literally did. But yeah, I thought it was a great movie. What I say, 4 Marlins, 4 out of 5 Marlins. The movie was incredible. The music. Here's the one thing I didn't like about it. There's really one thing I didn't like about the movie. Early on, when they show Elvis, when he would go to like the black area, when he was kind of learning, soaking up game. And at this time, this is, I don't know, this is in the 50s or whatever. But why were they playing current hip hop music in those scenes? That took me out of them. I was like, stop it. And they were slick productions because I could see that they were taking today's rap, it was that, but then I could hear they were kind of mixing it, I guess, with the music of that time. But I was out of place. I was like, stop it. Goddamn rap wasn't around back then. It just didn't make sense to me. That was the only part I didn't like about it. But other than that, I thought it was great. Like I said, it made me just think, man, if they make a Prince movie, and I'm sure they will, I would love for it to be like that. And there was a lot of cool visuals in this movie. The director's name is Baz something. I think he did The Great Gatsby. Gatsby. They did some cool effects and stuff as they were telling the story. It was tight, man. Absolutely beautiful, and the music and stuff. And yeah, I could go on, but it was a good movie. I will say that. Um, Hopefully, people will check it out. I'm sure it'll come on streaming soon enough. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. What was his name? Baz Luhrmann. Yeah, he was. Salute to you. You did your thing, sir. He did his thing. So let me look at some of these comments. What do we got here? Uh, Prince was the one who worked people to wheels. Absolutely. I guess he may have worked himself to the wheels. Absolutely. But what did he say? No Prince Bobby. Yeah, you can say that, but trust me, there'll be one. You don't have to see it nor like it. But this is a business. And you ain't too far gone to see that. Now, it may take them 20 years to do it, but yeah, they'll do it. It's money on the table. And I could imagine, as I saw this one, I was like, I could tell there were a lot of older people in the audience. I was like, there was probably his big fans back in the day. They older now, senior citizens. And I was like, man, I hope I don't have to wait that long. And it'll be somebody like me today, like, knows a little bit about it, kind of fascinated by it, wants to learn a little bit more, and we'll go see something like that. And hopefully it will spark them to go, man, let me go check out this guy's albums, or, watch some footage on YouTube. After I saw the movie, I went and pulled up some footage of Elvis because I wanted to see how close was it to what I was seeing on the screen. And some of it was damn close. And it was some interesting stuff. And I see there's all these videos of conspiracies. And I was like, wow, it kind of reminds me of the Prince community. But yeah, man. So if you like music, if you like following iconic artists and just to know their stories and stuff, you'll love this. And it's a great, well-made movie. You could hate Elvis, but it's a very interesting movie. It's entertaining. And it was a good story, whether or not, I can't say how accurate it was, but I thought it was very good. So anyway, that's what I had to say about it. Was I said, this is a business. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's all I really had. What is? Oh, what? I know somebody's gonna bring up Bruno. Uh, listen, with acting, makeup, lighting, camera tricks, anything is possible. If somebody would have told me they was gonna do a James Brown movie and it didn't come off as some kind of parody, I would have never believed it. And then we had the James Brown movie with Chadwick Boseman, which I thought was dope. And the thing with this, Elvis is a very unique type of guy. Like, you could easily be a parody, doing that kind of talking. It didn't feel like that at all. Like, nowhere that I thought it was a bad look. Now, again, I don't know what the hardcore fans say, but for me, I was like, nigga, this Elvis. And he was sharp. Again, I can see the influence of his style and all that. I was like, wow, okay. And then when he had the big ass collars and all that, and his hair was whipped, I was like, man, I see it. But yeah, it was good. Let's say here, I think I've avoided Elvis out of spite. Just because people were obsessed with him didn't mean his music was really that good, to me at least. Well, I hear you. You don't even have to like the music. But personally, they did an interesting thing was a later performance of Elvis, and he played this blues song. And I don't know the black artist that they were showing, but they showed the black artist back in the joint doing it, and they showed Elvis doing it at the same time, and they were just showing you like, yeah, he was so influenced by these guys. He just wanted to do their shit. Like he was giving them props, and he was on the big stage when he don't have to do it. And he wasn't doing it like he was still, because again, they didn't want Elvis to do that kind of music. At least with the movie show, they didn't want him doing it. The mainstream wanted him to do good old fashioned, anything but black music. He decided that's what he wanted to do almost under protest, because he certainly didn't have to, and he probably would have blew either way. So it's funny. It made me think about it totally different. They never showed nothing in the movie of him being racist. Now I don't know, but in the context of what was in the movie, he's having conversations with Mahalia Jackson. I was like, what? Okay, say that. But anybody who's mad, and listen, I get it. I ain't mad at you. I understand. I'm on just on cold off GP, and they want to say fuck them. I understand. Trust me, I'm the first person to understand. But she was dope. All right, there you go. You know what? Maybe we can open up the lines. Let me see. Give me a second. We can get on the phones, I think. Or maybe not. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. So hold on. If you got to go to the bathroom, do that now. And let me get Skype popping. All right. And turn this off. It's going to try and play. All right. So anybody want to call in? Now is the time. If you got any questions about the Elvis or anything in general, or you just want to comment, just don't be like my man Mike from a couple weeks ago. Now you can call in 253-205-0220. So definitely jump in if you can. And I may have missed a few comments. Princess Death should be a new Inspector Classic comedy. Stop it. Stop fat shaming Bruno? Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Prince biopic in the series, the early years. Yo, absolutely. I mean, it'd be impossible to do an in-depth look at his life in a movie, just as I'm sure for some that Elvis thing is impossible to show everything at the same chronological sequence and going deep and all that. But as a overall movie and story, I thought that was enough for me. I can go dig and read some books to know more. And y'all going in on Bruno. What's Bruno got to do? Nobody said Bruno Mars is an awful artist. Far from the truth. But playing Prince is not only the. All right, yeah. I don't even think he's an. I don't see why you would want him to play. I guess I could see why you want to. I would want an actor to play it though, like somebody who can really act. It's not just about being a. Because again, it's you'd have to capture Prince's essence, and I think it would all come down to when he's non-stage stuff. Yeah, that's not anyone could perform, but a person who captures the essence can do it. That's why I said this cat who did Elvis, he captured that. I mean, he was on the stage doing the stuff, off the stage. I mean, like I said, to me, it was Elvis. Like I was like, wow, he killed that. And then, like I said, finding out that he actually sang those songs, and he ain't no, I mean, he ain't got no albums out, so it ain't about a person being a dope artist in real life. But they got time to do that movie, and I think that when you do a movie like that, I almost feel like you don't really make it for the hardcore fan base. You make it for the general public because you're never gonna appease us, especially with some print. I tell you that right now, you ain't gonna appease us. So I don't know. Um, but if y'all want to call in, you could call in now, man. Yeah, no. Let's see what else we got going on here. We are fortunate to live in a period of a time where the art form of music is at its apex. Prince taught us. Absolutely. Oh, let me ask you guys this question. I saw this on the Shade Room, I believe. Oh, what's up? You say you're trying to call in. You are? Oh, you know what? My bad. For some reason, call in again. My bad, Deja. Call in again. The question I was going to ask, though, if you could go back and hear an album for the first time, which album would that be? Like just to get that feel of hearing it for the first time ever. Which album would that be? All right. And caller, you on the line. Is this Deja?
Yes.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I had to send more money again for you to answer my call, Michael.
I'm on my kernel. You know what I'm saying? Everything. No,
It
I'm
seems
sorry.
like
I
I got
didn't
to
see
send
it.
money in order for you to answer my call.
No, you don't. For some reason, I had the wrong screen. I'm sorry. But how you doing this evening?
Good, good. I was waiting for you to go live so I could call in again.
Well, what's on your mind? Talk to us.
Well, you were talking about the Elvis movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, and honestly, I have no interest in seeing the movie because, Elvis, that's not really my type of artist anyway. But for me, just from what I'm hearing, seems like that movie to me, even though I know you said it was great, in your opinion, I just feel like I think that movie was, just from what I've been hearing, that it was kind of made with bias. And I said in the chat, white bias, because it seems like, a lot of his dirt was left unscathed. Like they didn't really get into that kind of stuff too much. They kind of kept it kind of clean. And that's one thing I will say when it comes to white people with white music artists and stuff and white actors and all that stuff. They stay on code and they're gonna make sure those people rest in peace and and they're gonna keep their legacy alive. And unfortunately, that's not really the same when it comes to black people and black artists and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I feel about that. To be honest with you.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also just another thing, I see people, saying something about like Bruno Mars playing Prince. I personally don't see it just because number one, he looks nothing like Prince, and two, I don't know if he could I don't know if he could really like pull off that, Prince's aura, his, mannerisms and stuff, because Prince was very, complex and, just, black, white, hot and cold kind of thing, just very, very complicated. But I just feel like those are not, just easy shoes to fill. And I don't think anybody should just be up for that role when they do go to make that movie one day.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It's an easy choice when people say Bruno. But again, I think Bruno is phenomenal. I don't know how he is in acting though. I haven't seen him acting nothing. And this is
that's what I'm saying.
We're talking about doing a movie.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
But
But
I just
go
don't
ahead.
like. But one thing I just don't like with Bruno that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Not him personally, but just when people try to say he's like this generation Michael Jackson and Prince. He don't have the resume that those two men have, so I'm gonna need them to stop it. They need to compare him to Elvis, the man that he was impersonating since he was a kid, and not the two black men that did their things when they were here. First of all, he needs to first, if he wants to be compared to Prince, he needs to be able to play 20 some instruments, write, produce, record
Mhm.
all his music, not only for himself but for other artists, and have what 40 plus albums and all that stuff and a 30 plus year career. If people are going to compare him to Prince, because I just don't understand why people keep trying to make that comparison now when he's been around for many years, Bruno Mars. But when he came out, he was doing white pop music. He's been doing this R&B thing for a while now. But I remember the Bruno Mars when I was younger, and I just remember he was making music for pop radio, which is fine because his music was good. But I'm just saying, I just don't like that he's then people just want to round him into MJ and Prince. I just don't feel like he belongs in that conversation. But I'm not taking away from his artistry, though. I will say that.
Mhm. I got you. I got you. Well, that's a tough thing because you see a lot of people. There's always the Chris Browns, the new Michael Jackson, da da da. And for
Yeah.
me, I feel like that's blasphemy. But if I put my mind in the mindset of a younger person, possibly who doesn't hasn't experienced some things, I could maybe see why I see
hmm
why they say that though. I don't agree with it, but I can understand at least um, a little bit of the reasoning behind that. The same way I can understand why people keep saying, I mean, because he's about the closest thing to a prince. I know some people again for somebody who is not into Prince and just knows Prince just from I know what Purple Rain is, and I've heard a few of these songs, and I understand he's talented. I could see why they would, without lack of knowledge, would be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, he seems like he would be a Prince like type of person. But again, the same way I could be saying something about Elvis and not really knowing the real deal about him or Mick Jagger or somebody else. Uh, but I can't. Yeah, so I'm not mad at these types of comparisons. Again, the same way I'm sure people were saying that Prince was never going to be the next James Brown, even though I'm sure some people felt like
hmm
he was the da da da. But it's like, nah, you ain't James, or you're not George Clinton, or you're not Stevie Wonder. Or, yeah, you might be the
Or
new guy,
Jimi Hendrix.
or Jimi Hendrix, right? You ain't Jimmy. I'm sure there was, older cats that were before me was like, he all right, but he ain't, where his such and such, or what's his Woodstock. Now, of course, Prince goes on to have all of this stuff, but the thing is, that's the thing too
Speaking,
about the Elvis. Just want to say, there's a part in the movie where they're like, okay, they don't want Elvis to be doing black music no more, and they're about to blackball his ass out the game. So they draft him, send him to the military, right?
mm,
And the manager was like,
yeah.
probably by the time you come back, rock and roll gonna be over. So when you come back, I'm gonna make you a movie star, and we're gonna hit Hollywood heavy. And they start to show this very cool montage of the different movies and the shit that he was doing. But then I did some research. Did they not say somebody said Elvis did like 30 movies? I was like, what?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
mm,
And my point to say is like,
yeah.
as big as he is, and arguably he might be the biggest selling artist of all time. I think it's a fact. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know anything or never even heard about. And I can imagine with Prince, as much work as Prince has done, most people will never know about a lot of these albums. Not because they're not good.
hmm
It's just that who's got time to know? Just like I don't have time to know that Elvis did 30 movies. Now I may think, well, they're trash. Okay. The same way when I set my kids, okay, we're gonna sit down and watch Under Cherry Moon and Purple Rain, and they look at me like, Dad, relax. We don't want to. I know he got movies that, yeah, I don't really got time. I ain't trying to watch that. That's you, Dad. That do you. So that's why I'm like, they're never going to acknowledge all of this stuff about Prince that we love and we know about, but that's okay.
hmm
We know, and that should
hmm
be good enough. So when we look at these types of movies and projects that are coming, we can't get hung up that it ain't as in depth as we want it to be, because it ain't gonna be. They could never sit there and cater to us and think they're gonna make some money. Is it not? Because my thing
Yeah,
is
no.
always like, how many albums did Prince sell when he was alive, when it was the fans buying? Them numbers was low. So why would they focus on that now? Like so it's no surprise why they're going to do Purple Rain over and over, and all these other things. That's the game, right?
Yeah, because that was his most commercially successful album. So I understand they're gonna milk that because those are where the hits are. They're gonna play the hits. They're not gonna play the underrated low key stuff. That's for more hardcore Prince fans. Because for general public, average person's gonna say they know Purple Rain, but all that other real like hardcore stuff, deep stuff, they're not gonna know about that. Yeah, of course.
Right. So, but
Oh,
go ahead.
just speaking of Prince movies and biopics, I wonder, is Sheila E. still working on that project of hers? Because remember last year she made that mention on Instagram. She had announced it, and then it was like normal, no more after that. I wonder if she's still working on that, if that's in progress, because I'm really anxious to see what that is.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that.
Remember
actually.
when? Remember. She said it was supposed to, I don't know if it was supposed to be a biopic about her or a documentary or something, but she said it was coming soon. That was last year, but I haven't heard anything more about it. I haven't seen her say anything else about it.
Yeah, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised though. I could see Sheila E. having. I'm not saying this in shade. I could see Sheila E. having like a Lifetime, or Hulu, or one of these types of things. I could certainly see a Morris Day one too, and I could see a movie as well. It'd be interesting. Like I said, whose point of view will the story be told from? Yeah,
clearly from her point of view, obviously.
Right. Well, I'm saying like the Prince
Has to
movie.
be from her.
Wasn't there was a Prince movie project? I haven't heard about this one. Remember they were going to make one about the girl from Sheridan, Wyoming.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was in the movie trades. It was a couple years ago at this point, I think. But they had it wasn't a big name actress, but it was some actress lady who was tied to it, and it was going to be what's the lady's name? Lisa Barber, is that her name? They were going to do a movie on that, and they weren't going to have Prince in it like as somebody playing Prince. I think they were going to just use like footage or something.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, really? Is
Yeah,
that what we're going to do?
I don't know why they would be making a movie about that, to be honest with you. But I will say she's definitely lucky though, and I guess the experience she will forever cherish. But I don't know why they're supposed to be making a movie about it though. I didn't know it was that important.
Here it is right here. This is 4 years ago, so obviously the movie must be in development hell. A film based on the true story of how
they were making a whole movie about that.
Yeah, here goes a film based on the true story of how a woman from Wyoming won a contest that involved a date with Prince in the works, titled Queen for a Day. The movie will tell the true life story of Lisa Barber, a resident of Sharon, Wyoming. Barber won a contest where she was able to go on a date with Prince, as well as have the iconic Purple Rain musician perform a concert and host a film screening in Sheridan. However, according to a report from Deadline, the focus of the movie will be on how the event came together. Prince won't even be a character in the film. The movie will focus on the effort that went into organizing an event that brought the 5'3" purple-clad rock icon to the small cowboy town and established his date as a reluctant media sensation. Elizabeth Banks is set to portray Barbara. Stop it, Hollywood. Really?
They really making a movie about that? Really?
Hey, that's the game.
Really? Yeah. I mean,
He don't get,
Really?
he won't even be a
So
character, but I
you're
bet
gonna
you
make
he'll
an
be in
actual Prince movie?
the,
You
the
want to make a movie about a fan who won a contest?
hey,
They must have something must have happened on that day for them to make a whole movie about it. Because I mean, I didn't know it was like that. They had to make a movie. That's interesting.
you already know what it is.
I mean, like, did something happen that we don't know for them to be making a whole movie about it? I mean, I just
Hey, it's called a business. It's called they gonna get their bag
didn't
one way or the other.
didn't in Twain Tudor's book, didn't he say when he did mention that in the parade kind of Times book that when the winner was from Shannon, Wyoming, that princess somebody, couldn't you guys have rigged that? And then because I guess because it was a small town and they were hoping that it would have been like in a big city like LA or New York, and it ended up being there. And I guess Prince was upset or something, but he had to be a good sport because the lady did. She was the 100th caller or whatever, so he had to do what he had to do. I think I read something like that in Dwayne's book. I think he put it in there, I believe.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
was funny.
Yeah, I remember when that happened in real life. I mean, real time. But at the time, we was all excited about it. Still, But anyway, um, yeah. So, that's just what I wanted to ask everybody about. Uh, what do you guys? What is the sort of consensus on this alleged Camille release? Was it Jack White? Is that his name? Jack. That name is hilarious. Is it Jack White? Is that the artist? And he was talking about, I guess he bought via an auction. He bought the Camille. I don't know if it was a cassette or something or vinyl, and then he was kind of putting it
Isn't
out there that he
Camille?
wanted to put it out, and that he's going to release this through his label, and that the estate was close. I don't know the real story. I don't know if he's just talking. I haven't seen anybody from the Prince side say like, yeah, this is coming out. But just the fact that that whole conversation is out there, I find that very interesting. Like, and then there was a conversation about maybe he would change something, but I think he clarified to say, no, I'm just going the album to be sequenced in its original format or something. But what do you guys think about that? So I see somebody says, I'm excited for the release. I'm excited
That's
too,
where he
but
was singing that's where he took on the persona where he was singing like a woman on the album because Camille, that's like his
right.
female
If I
alter
was your
ego or something.
girlfriend, yeah. If I was your girlfriend, a couple other songs.
Oh,
Most of the songs have been released.
I mean, I would love to hear it. I mean, as a new Prince fan, I'm still going through his catalog, so
Okay.
I would love to hear what if new stuff's being put out. I would love to hear it, of course.
Right. Yeah, I wonder, like, is that where we're at? Where like you could buy Prince's music via an auction, and then you like, oh, you know what? I want to put his music out, and I just feel like there should be more. Like, maybe you don't want to, maybe you shouldn't put it out. Not that I want it, but I don't know. I just kind of funny style to me a little bit. Like, again, if Genuine bought a cassette tape of what's my man from Nirvana? What's old boy's name?
The lead singer?
Yeah, it's on tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it.
All I know, because I know Kurt Cobain. That's it.
Kurt
I don't know
Cobain,
some other
yeah.
people's name. I just know
That's
Kurt
who it
Cobain.
is, Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain. So if Genuine bought Kurt Cobain's rehearsal tape or some lost album via eBay, and then he go into the shade room talking about, oh, I'm gonna put out this unreleased Nirvana album. You think the Nirvana fans, yeah, this is, you don't think nobody be like, Genuine? Like, what you got to do with it? But I'm a fan of it. Man, just the I don't know, man. It's like the audacity of it. Like just because you can, maybe like, let me relax. I mean, that in that case, I would see the why don't you have somebody like Questlove, who has a lot of great stuff and a super collector and fan. Is he gonna try to release albums of Prince? Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to
Did
me.
you
Like,
say the state co-signed that?
this is what Jack White allegedly says. I haven't, as far as I know, some people
So
in the chat can correct me, but
because I thought didn't he need to get clearance from like the estate or something? I don't know.
well, right, yeah, you do. But he was kind of saying that he may have that, and again, he could be just talking cap. But I'm just kind
Okay.
of like,
Because I'm saying
why?
they gave
Why
him
is
clearance,
he
then I
doing it?
wouldn't be surprised.
Say it again.
I'm just saying if the state gives him clearance, I wouldn't be surprised
I would. I would.
because shady. That's what they live for. Controversy. They love to be shady. It seems like. Mm,
Right. Right. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'll keep my eye on that. We'll see what happens with that. Again, I'm curious in the chat. What do you guys think about that? Um, so just I'm tripping. Let's get it popping. Anybody can come in and put Prince's music out when they start doing that.
it's a business.
Okay, like I said, man, let somebody mess around and buy up Bruce Springsteen unreleased basement tape, and then be talking about I'm gonna put it out. Bet you they be like, no, you ain't. I got Paul McCartney's album. It didn't come out. I bought it on eBay, and I'm gonna put it out on Maybach Music. Rick Ross bought. He just bought the a lost tape of Bob Dylan. He gonna put it out on Maybach Music.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
yeah,
so. And the
unlikely
estates,
appearance
the
for
Dylan
sure.
Dylan estate said ain't no problem. Right. He just gonna put the Maybach Music. Oh man, we got to handle our business. We got to handle our business. I'm trying to tell you. All right. Well, Deja, thank you for calling in. Appreciate it as always.
Mhm.
Next time you won't have to
Yep.
pay, I promise.
Anytime. It seems like I have to send money to get my call taken.
No, 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 no. But thank you for calling. We'll holler at you later. All right.
Okay.
All right. Good night. All right. I think I see Rodney Fitzgerald in the building. What's going on, sir? If you can, Rodney, call in, man. We'll let you come in through 253-205-0220. Anybody can call in for that matter. But jump on in. Nick, how you doing in Phoenix? Oh, live from Phoenix. There you go. What's going on? He said, just look how mad everyone was when MJ. Exactly. He got pushed back from the corporate world of that situation. Like they didn't want him to have that. What it says, Jack White's label put out the Sign of Time single. But oh, really? They did. I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay. So there's some connection there then, huh? All right. Not mad at that. Jay-Z was going to do it with Tupac's music. That would, oh. Well, see, Jay isn't that. I, I don't even think he would do something like that. Oh, you said he was, but I just nah, it ain't worth it. Not the blowback. I don't think it'd be worth it. Not at all. Um, what else? That was it. Man, if y'all want to jump in, please do. Now's the time. Man, we about to hit midnight here almost on the West Coast. We up here late, ain't we? What y'all doing up? Let's see. Well, let's jam a little bit to something real quick. Again, we need that. We need the Paisley Park albums and artists to be re-released. We need that. So this is one of the reasons we need it right here. What? Uh. Ah. Somebody Bogart.
Michael D, I'm calling you.
What's going on? Who is this? Rodney?
Yeah, Raywin, what's up?
I'm sorry. Who is this?
What's up, Michael Dean? Raywin, what's up? What's up, Michael Dean?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
What?
You got to
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
your
I'm
speaker
so glad
down,
I'm
sir.
talking to
Turn your speakers down.
Okay, I'm so happy I'm calling you because I just watched I got my copy of Prince and the Revolution Live, the CD and the Blu-ray. It is dope.
What's
I
a
was
what's a
watching the
Blu-ray?
Purple
What's a
Rainforest.
Blu-ray? I don't know what that is.
Huh?
Or Blu-ray? Is that a different edition?
No, the Blu-ray of Prince and the Revolution Live, the Purple Rainforest.
Okay, you enjoying that?
Yeah, yeah. Did you get your copy of it?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah. What you think about the concert?
The concert itself is a classic, man. It's dope.
Yeah, it is. It is. What you think about the picture? The picture is it's HD picture on there, huh? Yep.
Eh,
I like the sound of it too.
the picture, I mean, it's as good as what they have, so I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Picture
Yeah.
quality is okay to me, but the audio is
I'm
fantastic.
glad. I'm glad they was. I hope they released the Parade tour and the Diamond Control tour. I'm
Yeah,
waiting on that.
that would be what I'm waiting for, the parade. Absolutely,
Uh
absolutely.
huh. Yeah, and and I hope they put a special edition of Under the Cherry Moon in color, the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. You listening to yourself, are you?
Yep, yep, yep.
Where are you calling from, man?
Huh?
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
We out to California.
Oh, okay. That's what's up on the West Coast.
Yep,
What you doing
yeah,
up late?
West Coast, baby. Huh?
So you up late, ain't you?
I was. It's Saturday night, up late. It's Saturday night.
Okay, you supposed to be out in the streets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hilarious.
So, you been listening to Prince lately?
All the time.
All the time. That's good. Gotta keep that legacy going, for the Purple King,
Absolutely. Man.
Yep, yep,
All right, sir.
yep.
Well,
Okay.
listen, I appreciate you calling in. You did?
Uh-huh.
All right. So we're gonna holler
Yeah.
at you next time. And tell me your name one more time, so I want to make sure I say it correctly.
Raywin, Raywin.
Raywin.
We talked before. Raywin.
Raylan. Is it Rayland or Raywin?
Raywin. We talked before.
Okay,
Remember?
I'm sorry, man. My brain is like. Well, I thank you.
Yeah.
I thank you for plugging in and staying with us, man, and being a part of this whole thing. I'm for real when I say that. So we're gonna let some other calls come in, man. Thank you so much. All right. Have a good night. All right. Is this Mr. Rodney?
What's up, yo?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm good. I was talking to your cousin, and I just jumped over, brought you in.
You're funny. You're a funny guy. Funny guy.
Man, so what's going on with the 365, sir?
We're doing things kind of recoup from June, get a little rest going, but I'll be talking to Latoya tomorrow around 4 on Clubhouse.
Who is that? I
Latoya James.
couldn't remember who that was.
I think we spoke to her a couple of years ago. Rosie James Golden.
Oh, yes. Okay, wow. Okay.
We kept contact with the PRA alumni back in the day.
It's a little hard to understand you, man. I don't know if you're away from the phone or something.
How about now?
A little bit better.
How about now?
There you
We kept in contact, and we'll have a nice little conversation tomorrow about her stab of the music business and
go. Okay.
how her mom is doing.
Dope.
Her growing up in Paisley Park as a youngster. So,
Where can people plug into this, and what time is this going to be, and where?
that will be on Clubhouse, the iPhone and Android app, audio only. It will be Prince Club 355.
Okay.
Log on in. Join us at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Pacific. And just have a conversation as we always do.
Dope. You're going to have the whole crew in there, Violet and everybody?
Violet, Shayla, TC.
Shayla. Yep.
We're gonna get in and discuss what Latoya's been doing. How my mom has been trying to get away back as far as popular music again. And you'll hear some new things from Latoya about them growing up and reminiscing about the MPG and her actually going to, living in Minnesota. So it should be fun.
Right on, man. Right on. All right. Well, man, we're gonna let you roll because this, I don't know, some reason it's a little hard to make out what you're saying.
Let me try this one thing.
He said, "Let me."
How about now?
Kind of the same.
Any better?
About the same.
It must be the signal.
We're gonna get you a different phone, man. We're gonna chip in and hook you. I'm just messing with you.
We're gonna work on that.
Well, man, I appreciate you.
Work on that.
I definitely appreciate you calling in. But we all appreciate everything that you do for the Prince fans out here and putting in work and setting up events. We love it, man. Keep doing it for real. So much love to you.
I'll say it back to you, man. Keep that legacy going. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, man. Have a good night, Rodney.
You have a good evening.
All right, peace. Whoa! Back to the channels. You said, why don't you do channel memberships? I'm thinking about that, but in the meantime, between time, you can always go to our Patreon page. I believe it's patreon.com/podcast juice. I think. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see here. You got to know who the Colonel really was during the era, and Elvis did not die of a heart issue, blocked the bowels. Oof. Man, that Colonel dude was a piece of work, man. Woo. He was running game. Oh, what do you say? It's almost 2 a.m. This was Prince's prime time, right? His spirit is with us. Yeah, like he'd probably be like, "All right, y'all ready to go to the studio in a minute? We're getting to work. We're gonna be in here all night to the next day." Can you imagine just doing that over and over for years? Man, that's some work, dedication. But yeah, we'll vibe out a little bit to some music. My background singer. What do you mean by fantasize? What do you mean by that? Lord. Best Prince song. Here's the thing. I can't really associate for me Prince like that. Only because I listen to the music so much and I can't help think of him a lot of times. And so I can't be thinking like, I don't know, there's songs that can definitely set the mood and stuff, but would I be playing it? I have to be on one, I guess. So I don't have a song for you on there. Who would I say? How about let me stop. I don't know. Yeah, really. I don't know. I'm curious for you guys. Is there a Prince song, and it's particularly the ladies? Is there a song by Prince that you would be like, yeah, put this on? When you're with your whoever, doing your thing. I don't know. But what I do know is let's go on some New Jack. Prince New Jack Swing. I don't just randomly want to hear this all of a sudden. Where's Teddy Riley at? Yep. Round and round. Huh.
There was a girl, a contradiction, baby, that girl is you. 1 minute you are a stranger, the next you're my guru. How I miss those moments when I crawl into your arms. We were perfect lovers, then what happened to your charm? Don't say that you love me, baby. I don't wanna know. Our love is like a roller coaster, up and down we go. Don't say you love me. I'm sick of this push and pull. Can't even love yourself, so love me, you're incapable. Don't say you love me, I am not a fool. Say anything, just please don't say you love me. Been so naive and blind to think you do no wrong. Yes, I'm still a dreamer, but the little boy is gone. You used to hug me, kiss me, touch me, lick me, fill me with your charm. Then my credit card was in your hand and you say don't be alarmed. Don't say that you love me, baby. I don't wanna know. Our love is like a roller coaster, up and down we go. Don't say you love me. Just push and pull. You can't even love yourself, so love me, you're incapable. Don't say you love me, 'cause I am not a fool. Say anything, don't say you love me. Locked in your prison, I forgot about me. But now, my dear, I'm here to tell you I am free. This little story is not for your glory. It's time to pack your bags and don't even leave the key.
I will do some of them old New Jack dance moves. I ain't gonna play myself.
There was a girl, a contradiction, baby, that girl is you. 1 minute you are a stranger, the next you're my guru. Used to hug me, kiss me, touch me, lick me, fill me with all your charms. That was then, this is now. Don't say you love me, I don't wanna know.
Man, what if Prince had came out with a straight up New Jack album back then? That would have been wild. Like when it was really popular. Anyway.
Love is like a roller coaster, up and down we go. Don't say you love me, sick of this push and pull.
All right, all right, all right. Woo. Don't say you love me, Mr. Prince himself. Um, man, we're just in here chilling, hanging out at this point. And no, they ain't shut it down yet. There's a trick to it. There's a trick to it. But man, we about to get. We should probably get ready to get up out of here. I wanted to play the specific song. Give me 1 second. Let me do this. Let's see. But yeah, what were some of the songs you guys picked? I guess I saw somebody say "shh." Who was that said they got pregnant? What was you doing? Lord. Okay, here we go. All right. There's another. One of the eras of Prince that I love. Oh, no, could say I love them all, but one that just really sits here with me is like early, like 70s Prince, where he's not, he hasn't sort of discovered like his little thing yet, and hasn't become the Prince that we kind of, I think like a Dirty Mind. Oh, okay, I got my thing now. But just like the Prince out the gate, like just doing what was kind of contemporary of that time. I love that style. And this is one of the songs. I remember there was a bootleg that came out. I'm not advocating bootlegs, but this came out like, I think it was late 90s. It was called Studio Nights. If anybody remembers Studio Nights, it was like a box set. And there was, I don't know, 4 or 5 CDs in there. And one of the first discs had like early Prince stuff from like boombox days, like recording, I guess, on a boombox, and just dope stuff. To me, some of his most earnest, soulful, just dope. So I want to play this. This is one of the songs. This is from, apparently this is from 1978. Some of y'all weren't even born back then. But let me get this going. This is Donna.
Pretty as you can be. Donna, when will you ever see? Cause you belong to another man. And I think you will try to keep it any way you can. Donna, I guess it's not meant to be. Pretty as you can be. When will you ever see? Cause you belong to another man. How come you will try to keep it any way you can? I guess it's not
about to get out of here, y'all. Hey. But have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. You know.
Last time.
All right, man. We're gonna shut it down. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. Good night. And working like a job. Bye.